you're doing good. You're fit and fine. So let's start with today's video. Now, this is a series which I have started where I want to guide you through overcoming challenges. Challenges which you face while speaking in English at your workplace. You can put all your questions, all your confusions in the chat box. You can ask me questions in the chat box. If there are any specific fears which you want me to address, you can put it in the comment box and I will help you fight those fears, giving you a strategy, step-by-step strategy which you can follow, practice, and be a confident communicator at your workplace. So today we are going to talk about something which we all are worried at some point of the time. Now, what is that? That is, what if they don't understand what I'm trying to say? What if they don't understand my message? What if they don't understand the context in which I am speaking? So whether it might be a meeting or a presentation or even a casual talk that can be with your senior, with your colleague, or even with your juniors, with your teammates. These are few things. This is the common fear which you think that I might confuse my listener, and this is one fear which holds you back from sharing your thoughts. You might find yourself second-guessing every word, overthinking your sentences, or even staying silent when you have to say something important in a meeting or maybe a casual conversation. But the good news is, this fear is completely normal. And with right strategies, you can overcome, you can fight this fear, and you can communicate your ideas clearly and confidently. So let's dive deep into this topic. So first, let's understand why at all this fear exists, why we face this fear. So the first reason is overcomplicating ideas. Sometimes we try to sound smart or maybe professional, and due to that, we end up overloading our sentences with too many details or jargons. The next reason is lack of feedback. Without knowing if your listener is following or not, it's easy to doubt yourself. Sometimes we doubt whether whatever we are saying, are we making any sense? Is the listener even understanding what I'm trying to say? That kind of self-doubt also gives birth to this fear that whether I'm being understood or not. So, and the next is focusing on perfection. We are so much caught up trying to say things just right that we tend to lose the natural flow of communication. But the truth is, people don't need perfect language. I want you to write this down. They don't need perfect language. All they need is clarity. And clarity doesn't come from perfection. It comes from simplicity and connection. The next thing which I want you to do is, I want you to shift your mindset, bring a shift in your mindset by understanding two things. Number one, communication is never about impressing others. It's about expressing yourself. So don't speak to impress, speak to express. And your listeners aren't expecting perfection. They just want to understand your message. They just want to know your thoughts, your opinion, or ideas. So I'm going to share a story of my student, Ankit Ahuja, who worked in a sales department in a pharmaceuticals company. Now, he knew his products inside out, but struggled to explain it clearly during the client calls while interacting with the clients. He felt like every conversation was a disaster. But we helped him focus on simplicity. And once he started focusing on simplicity instead of perfection, his confidence grew and his sales numbers doubled in just 3 months. So clear communication doesn't require flawless grammar or high-end vocabulary, fancy words. It just requires connection. So I'm going to share three tools which will help you to overcome the fear of not being understood when you speak in English at the workplace. Tool number one is focus on one idea at a time. This is a golden rule. When you focus at one idea at one time, you have more clarity. Because when you try to pack too many thoughts into one sentence, your message, the essence gets lost. Instead, you need to break it down. How? Start with your main point, add simple explanation or example. For example, instead of adding too many ideas or too many details in one sentence, like saying our strategy involves increasing market share by 20%, boosting customer retention, and expanding into new regions. Try this. First, we are going to focus on increasing our market share by 20%. Once we achieve that, we'll work on customer retention. And after customer retention, the expansion is going to follow. One idea at a time. When you share one idea at a time, it keeps your listener engaged and also ensures that your message is clearly understood by your listener. Tool number two, use visual words. The trick is use words that create mental pictures. People understand better when they can visualize what you're saying. Instead of using abstract phrases like improving efficiency, try something concrete like we are speeding up our process so that the orders can reach the customers in half the time. Powerful, right? When your words paint a picture, when you use picturesque vocabulary and words and sentences, your listener feels connected and engaged. And tool number three, last but not the least, check for understanding. Don't be afraid to ask your listener if they are following. And for that, you can use phrases like, does that make sense so far? Or you can say, would you like me to explain this in more detail? This is not only going to ensure clarity, but is also going to show that you care about their understanding. You are concerned about your audience understanding. And trust me, people appreciate that kind of thoughtfulness. The next is how to practice. Very important. So the rule of one idea, to practice rule of one idea, I want you to write down 3 ideas you often share at work and practice breaking them in simple single idea sentences. For the next tool, that is visual words, now take one of your ideas and rewrite it using descriptive, picturesque, visual language. And for the third one, for checking the understanding, try using phrases like I told you, does that make sense? Try to use this phrase in your next conversation and observe how your listener responds. And I guarantee with regular practice, you'll notice a huge difference in how confident and clear you feel. So as the last words, the thing which I want you to remember is fear of not being understood. It's just a reminder that how much you care about connecting with others. And that is what is the essence of communication. And that's a strength, not a weakness. By focusing on simplicity, using visual words, and checking for your listeners' understanding, you're not only going to overcome this fear, you're not only going to pacify your nerves, but also become a communicator who inspires trust and connection. So I want you to remember one thing. Communication isn't about being perfect. It's about being understood. So just speak your mind and know that your voice matters. So the next time you get in front of anyone, be it your senior, be it your teammates, be it your juniors, or maybe your colleagues, or when you are in a presentation, in a client meeting, make sure you use these tools which are going to help you fight this fear of not being understood. And I just want you to keep on repeating this mantra. Speak simply and speak fearlessly and connect with people fearlessly. This is one thing which is going to help you to remind yourself all the time that you are there to speak, to express, and it's your message, it's your idea, it's your values, it's your suggestions, it's your experiences, it's your knowledge which matters. It's not the words or the vocabulary or the perfection which matters. So speak simply, connect deeply. Speak simply, connect deeply. Just keep on reminding yourself, repeating this to yourself. So I hope this is going to help you to fight the fear of not being understood at the workplace when you're speaking in English. If you have any questions or any fears of speaking in English at workplace which bother you, just let me know in the comment box. And in the next video, I'm going to take up that fear and help you with simple steps and strategies which are going to make you a better communicator, a smarter and a more confident communicator of English at workplace. Till then, and yes, don't forget to share this video with a colleague or a friend who is looking to improve his confidence in English. Till then, this is Surabhi Jain saying goodbye. We'll meet with the next video probably tomorrow.